What is going on, everyone? Welcome live inside Little Brick Cafe here in the heart of Edmonton's downtown River Valley. I'm Josh, this is Jay. This is the Deuce Vodka pregame show, as always presented by our friends at Deuce Vodka. Pick up your Deuce Vodka, Sobeys and Safeway liquor locations. Jay, if you can't tell, I'm fired up today because that was a statement win last night for a team that was on the brink of losing to the Leafs again. But wow, what a shift in mindset going into tonight's game against the Habs.
Wow, like it was a statement win in the sense we beat the Leafs, but we didn't make a statement in that game. We didn't win convincingly like 5-0. But outside of that first period, we stayed scrappy and fought our way back into that game and pulled it off. And thank you, Mike Smith. This is a goaltender stealing a game essentially and keeping us alive. Like that save, I think in the third period there on the 2-on-1, or right at the end of I can't remember what it was. That was huge. That kept us in the game. And if he doesn't make that save, we don't win. So many like good things. I guess there is statements to pull from that game. So huge win.
Mike Smith stole that game. There's no other way to put it. It was a tough night for Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. McDavid was okay. Draisaitl had probably his toughest game of the season so far, which is okay. You're an amazing player like that. For every 30 games that you put out there that are amazing, you're going to have one stinker every once in a while. It's going to happen. That's okay.
It's just a shame it's against the Leafs because now everyone can say they defend us good, and maybe they do.
But we still won, and that was the depth scoring. Kyle Turris put one in off his butt, and then that huge 2-on-1 save by Mike Smith. But I think the biggest thing that people are overlooking here is that the Oilers just about lost that overtime period 5 seconds in. Because Leon Draisaitl made a read off the faceoff that was the incorrect read, and Matthews, and I believe it was Marner, had a 2-on-1, and Mike Smith made a sliding 2-on-1 save against arguably one of the best goal scorers in the NHL, and then it went in the other direction, and who is it? None other than Darnell Nurse that finishes it off. Like that sequence, like if you're Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Darnell Nurse, anyone on that Oilers team, the first person you're going to in the locker room is Mike Smith and saying, thank you. You stole us a game.
First star of the game for sure.
Hands down. But let's talk about tonight, Jay. Finally playing the Habs. There's a couple things that we got to look at going into tonight's game. First of all, this is the first time the Habs are going to play in over a week. And when I say play, that also means skate. I think they got on the ice for the first time maybe yesterday or the day before. So, fresh legs, but also rusty legs. Because when you go that length of time as a hockey player, you're a former player, you can understand that, even being off the ice for 4 or 5 days can have an effect on you when you get into a game. So would you say important for the Oilers tonight to just jump on them early?
We have to come out hot because it's going to take them a period, 2 periods to find their legs for exactly that reason. So we have to come out hot of the gates and just establish a lead early and then just kind of, actually, I was going to say just kind of set it and forget it. We can't do that because then we take a nap and then they score 2 quick goals on us. But, we just have to come up, throttle down for the first period and then just, stay on them and don't give them a chance to find their game.
Neil says, we showed we can compete in playoff-like hockey. I liked it. Randy says, going to be a tough game. Go Koskinen. Let's get the win. We'll talk about Koskinen getting the start in just a few minutes here. Chris says, Smith saved the team the game. Derek says, Mike Smith won that game, hands down. 5 or 6 5-alarm saves that saved a poor effort. And if you're going to be a good team in the playoffs, so we've seen this in the past, Brian Burke has a history of saying that if you want to rename the playoffs, call it goalie, because you got to have a good goalie that can steal you a few games in the playoffs. And that last night was exactly the kind of game that you would need Mike Smith to steal for you, if you're going to be effective in the playoffs.
No, it was gutsy.
Derek says, why is no one realizing that Barrie is a big reason for Nurse's success? Look at every other year. He has helped Nurse immensely. It's playing with an offensive defenseman with your partner like Darnell Nurse is with Tyson Barrie is definitely going to have an effect on it. But, Tyson Barrie is not the one, and I'm a big Tyson Barrie fan. Tyson Barrie is not the one to credit for Darnell Nurse playing 28 minutes a night, playing on the penalty kill, the power play, the last 2 minutes of the game, overtime, and essentially any situation. Like Darnell, we're going to talk about it a little bit later on, but Darnell Nurse is the exact model of a defenseman you need if you're going to be an effective playoff team.
100%.
He plays everything.
He plays everything, and he's gritty too. So I would agree that Barrie would push the offense and maybe open up to that side of his game because that's what Barrie's really good at. But from the defensive side, that's all our boy Daryl.
Yep. Tim Keller says Mike Smith is on a mission. It's like what he showed that one playoff series for Calgary that got him the job for the Oilers. He's proving me wrong, and I like it. And you know what? I think Mike Smith, at 39 years old, he's proven a lot of people wrong. Yeah, it's at a loss for words.
Like I feel bad because we announced we signed him, and we all just went like, "What the heck just happened?"
Yep.
And Mike Smith is just making us eat crow, and you know what, man? It's delicious. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be eating it. You are playing so well, my friend, and you are a big reason why we are doing as well as we are.
Hey, we're happy as fans of the team when we get proven wrong.
Oh, yeah.
We'll take it.
It's not about being right all the time.
We're not going to dwell on that. Before we get into the lineups, one note that I think someone just commented on here. Let's see who it was. It was, I can't find it, but anyways, how lucky, oh, here it is, Tyler Cohen. Barry is the luckiest dude on the team that skate to the face. From Matthews, like, oh my gosh, I was watching with my mom. And she's like, I'm going to be sick watching that. That, like, guardian angel watching over Tyson Barrie in that moment, because that could have been nasty.
I don't think we have to get too into this, but I just don't, like, is his face, like, 3-inch leather? Like, I don't know how he didn't get split open, because that was skate blade going up against his face.
Yeah. Did you hear what Jack Michaels said on the broadcast when he goes, Deontay Wilder's got nothing on Tyson Barrie's chin? I thought that was a good line.
I didn't get that. Who's
He's a boxer, Deontay Wilder.
Oh,
he's a boxer, so he's saying that Tyson Barrie's got a tough chin.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's talk about the lines for tonight's game. McDavid, Draisaitl, Puljujärvi, that top line going to stay together. That second line, RNH, Yamamoto, and Turris, who we saw get a 5-on-5 goal last night. That's a big one.
Huge.
Off of Kyle Turris' butt.
Well positioned. Hey, put himself in a scoring position. Larson found him, and a win in the net. That's found him.
I thought it was, if that puck wouldn't have hit Kyle Turris, that's in the opposite corner. But that's how
found him. That's where Kyle was.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't want to say it was a set play, but, set play.
Someone said, why was McDavid and Draisaitl invisible last night? Like, what does Toronto do? And then Justin Hamilton came in and said, no other team can do it, though. Like, it doesn't make sense. Have you noticed that? It just seems like, what is it with Toronto doing a good job at I don't want to say shutting down McDavid and Draisaitl.
They do a good job of, like, smothering them, and the forwards really come back and help when they're on the ice. Like, they're just good at, like, taking away their space. And, like, Connor, even when he's coming down, like, he doesn't try to go down wide on those guys, and there must be, because they play him pretty good, like, on play the body really well with them. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It hurts me in my core to give Toronto any kind of credit, but it's hard to say. Like, they contain them more games than not.
Yeah, but let's not forget last year or 2 years ago when McDavid had that unbelievable goal when he undressed Morgan Riley.
Oh yeah, well, and then he had an unbelievable one when we were wearing our retros.
That's
like we
true.
Can like it's so there's those games he pops off and can solve it, but there's those games where they just smother them.
Nil says Jay wanted to bet on Turris and couldn't. Right?
Yes.
You didn't end up getting
Fact.
a bet in.
Well, I couldn't find it.
Yeah, we couldn't get it on anybody.
I would have. He was demanding of it.
Yeah. Okay. Third line: Haas, Ennis, and Cassian. Fourth line: Kara, Archibald, and Shore. Defensive pairings: Nurse, Barrie, Legason, Larson, Russell, Bear, Koskinen getting the start tonight. I don't know how long it's been since Koskinen started, but it's been a while. But
that's good. That
means
the longer the break, the better. Yeah, well, it means he's buzzing. But like Koskinen, like is good in like 10, 15 day off situations. Like that's when he comes in and plays unreal. So. I'm fine with Mikko in tonight, obviously because it's a back-to-back he's in tonight, but I actually feel confident. I'm not feeling scared. And also the team's buzzing, so I feel like they're going to be playing well in front of him as well.
I'm going to move over to dailyfaceoff.com here, go to the starting goalies page, and get a confirmation on who's starting for the Montreal Canadiens tonight. Do you know? I haven't even taken a look.
Oh, so we're having a back-end issue with DFO because this is a unscheduled game.
That's right.
So we can't automatically pull it. So we're pushing all that information out through Twitter because we have to do it manually.
Yes. Do you know who's starting tonight?
I do not know. I would assume Carey Price.
Yeah, you'd assume it's Carey Price because they've been on such a long break. So, but the Oilers have had Carey Price's number in the past. Like 100%. I believe today on State of the Nation, Zach Lang actually said that statistically, Carey Price, his worst numbers of any NHL team are against the Oilers, which is kind of interesting. And that also kind of like plays into the fact that if it ends up working out that potentially the Oilers get the #1 spot in the North Division and Montreal takes that 4th seed, they would be playing each other in a playoff series. So, Carey Price is one of those goalies that could get really streaky and super hot, but like also he kind of sucks against the Oilers.
As long as we don't play the Jets in the first round, that's all I care about.
Really?
Yep.
You don't want to play the Jets in the first round?
No.
Why not?
I feel like they're a more worthy adversary than anyone else. So save them for the division finals.
Especially if they pick up another defenseman at the deadline. Could be dangerous.
Well, most definitely if that's the case.
Let's look at a couple more comments here on Facebook. Jeremy says, shout out to Cass for absolutely destroying guys last night.
Cass is playing good.
Engaged. He's engaged.
He's engaged, and it's good. And offense will come to him. I like that third line. They were good last night. I really loved that fourth line last night. Those guys were really effective, and they were little shit disturbers out there, and it was fantastic. And look, they got a goal. Archibald, you sneaky devil.
Nils says, my boy Cahoon in the press box again. Listen, yes, you got a goal, Kyle Turris. Did we necessarily see anything out of that second line that kind of wowed us and said, okay, this could be something
played
in
better.
the future?
They
But
weren't
they
bad.
played better.
Yeah, they played
Nugent
better.
Hopkins had a great, I don't want to call it a bounce back game, but that second line,
Yeah, he
struggled.
played good. Yamo was just forechecking like a mofo
Yep.
and knocking pucks loose. Like they were a handful.
Okay, Darnell Norris, that's my next headline. We got to decide here because I've officially declared that as the nation, an Oilers nation, I think it's up to us to start pushing this agenda that Darnell Nurse is a legitimate Norris Trophy candidate. So we got to decide, what's our hashtag going to be? Is it going to be hashtag Darnell Norris or hashtag Nurse for Norris? What do you think? What do you like better? I kind of like Darnell Norris. I think it kind of has a good, because it's like, it's short, it's concise. Darnell Norris. What do you guys think?
Well, like normally, like if it was, Adam Larson, you wouldn't say Adam Norris, but because Nurse and Norris, like it works.
Yeah.
Nurse for Norris also does have a good ring. Also, you have a very important job of making some kind of campaign video for our
I will.
our Norris defender.
I will. Don't worry. So I like Darnell Norris. We're gonna start with Darnell Norris.
Well, you tell us.
Well, yeah. Let us know.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it though. Like Darnell Nurse last night once again tying Eric Brewer for the most overtime goals by an Oilers defenseman in franchise history. Kind of crazy to think that it's not Paul Coffey that holds that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyways, he's literally having a Norris Trophy caliber season for the Edmonton Oilers. And to think that one thing that the Oilers struggled with last year was just, getting scoring from defensemen. And now all of a sudden, we have Darnell Nurse, who's first in goals by a defenseman in the NHL, and Tyson Barrie, who's second in points. Like, this is such a shift in what the norm is for the Edmonton Oilers, and this is what it takes to be a good team.
100%. Like everyone needs to be contributing, and the fact that they're contributing at that level right now is crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, huge reason, and yeah, like the guy is just eating minutes like it's cereal.
Yep. Well, he's leading
I don't
the
know
NHL.
why I said cereal, but I just pictured a bowl, just gobbling it
Zeke
up.
Elliott, man.
Yeah, just going for it, and he's a good defenseman now.
Yeah.
Like, he's defending well. He's clear was always a good skater. He's moving the puck well. He's got confidence, and he's jumping in the play, and he's scoring. He's shooting and scoring at will.
Yeah, his shooting percentage is through the roof. I believe he's shooting at like 14% right now.
Which for a defenseman's impressive.
Oh my gosh. Well, his career, I think, is like 4% or something.
Well, yeah.
But he's shooting the puck more as well. And he talked about that early in the season, that as a young defenseman in this league, he wanted to develop his offensive capabilities. And he said he wanted to start shooting the puck more.
Well, and he's putting himself in high danger positions too, right? It's not just like throwing it on net from the point. Like, he is putting himself in positions and joining the play and becoming the fourth forward there and adding that other element that we didn't have. And he's converting. And man, was he so close on winning the game there in the last minute. He was so close. He had a good shot there.
Darnell Norris.
Just missed.
We got a couple votes coming in here for Darnell Norris. So people like hashtag Darnell Norris.
Let's go.
Let's go with it. Hashtag Darnell Norris.
That'd be.
And as well, one thing that I pointed out, so right now 12 goals through how many games they played? 36, I believe. It says on the GDB right here.
Yep. 37, 37.
37.
Yeah.
So
no, this is game 37. That doesn't
This
matter.
is game 37. Anyways, so 12 goals through 36 games. I did the math on it. That kind of rounds out to be about 27 goals on an 82-game season. Of course, that's assuming that he would hold that pace for the rest of the season, which is...
Well, that's crazy.
That's unbelievable. And I did some numbers this morning, Jay. Since the 2009-2010 season, one defenseman has more than 23 goals in a season. Brent Burns. Brent Burns has 129-goal season and 127-goal season. No one else has more than 23.
And how long?
Since 2000, in the last decade. Since 2009-2010.
When did Mike Green do it? He scored 30 goals.
Not in the last 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the last
Jeez,
10 years,
I'm
one
dating
guy
myself.
did it, Brent Burns.
Okay.
So, like, that just gives you an indication of how absurd this scoring rate is for Darnell Nurse right now. Okay. Do you want to do our Deuce Vodka player modes?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's
you go
do it.
You go first this time.
Okay. Deuce Vodka player mode, I'm just going to stay on topic with it. I'm just going to go with Darnell Nurse. I just want him to enter Norris Trophy caliber defenseman mode. He's in it right now, and I just want him to continue on that trend and just keep showing people that, listen, this isn't a fluke. This is the new norm for Darnell Nurse, and this is the type of defenseman we're going to get out of him for the rest of his career. And, I don't know when his contract is up. I think he has one more year after this, or is it this offseason he's due to sign another?
He's got one more year.
He's got one more year. So,
yeah.
man,
Thank God.
This guy's going to get paid.
Yeah, thank God. He's a steal right now at $5.5 million.
So, yeah, Darnell Nurse just entered Norris Trophy mode.
Yeah, just maintain Norris mode.
Maintain. Not even enter it, just maintain.
Yeah, just keep doing it, man. Okay, well, I'm going to have, I don't know if I'm going to have fun with this. You tell me if this is fun or not. But, so for my Deuce Vodka player mode, I am going to ask our friend Jesse Puljujärvi. Mm-hmm. He is competing against another highly touted Finn in Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Mm-hmm. I just want him to enter Supreme Finn mode. There's especially from players that come from smaller countries. There's that internal competition to be the best.
Yep.
So he's playing against one of his fellow highly touted young countrymen. So I just want Puljujärvi. He's playing with the best two players in the world. So this is a great night for him to go off. Yeah. So I just want him to go in Supreme King Finn mode.
Dude, I hope that Jesse Puljujärvi realizes the opportunity that he has right now.
Why do you think he's so happy?
Dude, yeah, you know how many NHL players in history, you know what they would give to play on that wing? That is I can't even compare it to anything. I'm trying to compare it. It's you just got featured on a track with Drake and Kanye, man. It was second feature on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Way to make it hip for the kids.
Yeah. I was gonna try and date it to the kind of music you like, but I actually don't know what kind of music you like.
I like Kanye.
Do you like Kanye?
Yeah.
Do you like rap? Are you
yes,
a rap guy?
I like everything.
Okay, but what's if you hop in your truck right now, what are you listening to?
Podcasts.
No, you can't say podcast. You're listening to real life.
I'm listening to. If you go to my playlist right now, it can go anywhere from country to hip hop to Icelandic classical.
Yeah, I could see that out of you.
I've got different moods and zones, so it's just so eclectic because I like everything. I just like good music. Anything that provides a vibe, I'm in.
You know what I'm listening to? Brett Kissel.
Oh, our boss.
Hey, listen, we got to get Brett on the show so I can serenade him with my favorite Brett Kissel songs.
When it's safe to do so, we would love to have him sit right in between us.
Or the patio this summer or this season, playoffs, for potentially we're going to spice up the pregame show a little bit for playoffs, and maybe we could get Brett out then. So I'm pretty sure he lives in Sherwood Park. I don't know. Anyways. Okay, let's talk about our Oilers' 3 MVPs. So we talked about this on State of the Nation earlier today. If you had to give out 3 MVP awards to the Edmonton Oilers this year, you had 3 votes to cast. A first-place vote, a second-place vote, and a third-place vote. Who would those go to? Because there's a lot of guys on this team that are deserving right now. I think that you guys could probably guess who would get one of my votes. I'm actually not going to go that way, but if you're ready, I'll let you go first.
So, well, because you've got your McDavid and whatnot, but to me, Connor McDavid is always going to be Connor McDavid, right? So I don't want to give him an MVP because that's just that's what we expect.
Let's do this. Let us know your top 3 as well in the comments, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Let's take Connor McDavid out of the equation. Mm-hmm. So you have 3 MVP votes to cast. McDavid's not getting one of them because he's just on.
Because he's winning the hard and he's winning all the
he's winning
hardware.
all the awards.
Yeah.
So let's say you have 3 MVP votes to cast for 3 players in the Oilers that aren't named Connor McDavid. First place, second place, and third place.
Oh yeah, and I was setting the stage for why I wasn't going to pick Connor. And so for me, I'm picking MVPs on players that have either taken a step or that are just playing really well and contributing to what the difference of what this team is for this season, and kind of in comparison to the last season or the season before, things when you looked at the team where we had glaring holes that have come in and repaired that. Okay, that's the approach I've taken. Just because it's so easy just to name Barry, blah blah blah. So obviously you got to go with Darnell Norris.
Yeah.
You've got
Is
to
that
go
your number one?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. It's 1, 2, 3. You got to pick.
Yeah. Okay. Darnell Norris, and because look at the guy. We played what 28 minutes last night, 26 minutes,
28:01, I think.
A ton of minutes last night in a very important game for us to win.
Yeah.
Was super effective, pitched in on the offense. Like the guy did it all last night. That's huge. He's taken a huge step for us, and he's a big reason why we're having the success this season we are.
Yeah.
Number 2, the ageless wonder of Mike Smith. Goaltending is something that was always shit on about the Oilers for the longest time. And we even shit on Smith a bit, but that guy has found his game, and this guy is playing so well and competing so hard for us right now. And he is stealing games. Look at his record.
It's absurd.
12-3 or something crazy?
I believe it's 13-3-3.
Like, that's insane. Insane. The guy is insane.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's
And
he's 39.
And he's 39.
Which is so young.
It's me playing net for the Oilers. I don't even know how the hell you do. Like, my knees would fall apart. Anyways, and then number 3.
I'm interested to see where you go with this.
Once again, this is someone who is stepping up and addressing an area where we were weak. Wow, English, and that's defense.
Okay.
Right. I'm really focusing on stopping the puck and defending the puck.
Yeah.
And I'm going Adam Larson.
Really?
I am saying Adam Larson because he is playing very good. He's playing some of the best Adam Larson hockey as a shutdown defenseman that we've seen since he's been an Oiler. And that's ultimately where we were weak.
Yeah.
We need him to step up and defend. So with the fact that we got Darnell stepping up and defending well, eating up minutes and contributing on the offense, and now we can rely on Adam Larson to defend. Like, that's what's, we're pushing these good teams. Like, sure, they might get some shots on us, but, we're reducing our high danger chances. And then when we do let them in, we got goaltending to back it up. So to me, those are really important pieces. I also am a defenseman.
So
a little biased.
Oh, are you a defenseman?
Yes.
Nice. So Leon Draisaitl's not making your list.
He just won the heart. Like, he's also like to me, like,
yeah, but I said 3 MVPs, like 3 of the most valuable players.
But like Draisaitl is important, but like to me that's just like a constant. So like I wanted to go deeper because if you go in here and look at the poll, it'll be like Draisaitl and like like Draisaitl's a very important player to this team. He is an MVP, but I just wanted to go a little bit deeper and show some love under the hood.
I like your list. I like the depth of it. Adam Larson has brought so much value to this team this year. Before I get to mine, I'll jump to
him find Kyle Turris last night for that goal. Like, come on, he's even chipping it on the offense.
What a seeing eye pass! Hey, more 5-on-5 goals than Taylor Hall this year.
Oh, there you go. And he's scoring at a decent clip. Not saying that doesn't say much, but
and Kyle Turvechkin. I like that tweet last
that was good.
I thought it would get way better response. It didn't. Okay, before I get to mine, I'll jump to a few. Thank you for submitting your list. We got a ton coming in. Russ says McDavid, Dry, and Barry. I think he brought that in before I mentioned no McDavid. Yeah. Jeremy says Smith, Nugent, Puljujärvi. Larry says Dry, JP, and Smith. Lots of Dry votes, lots of Nurse votes. Don says Dry, Nurse, Smith. Landon says goalies, Nurse, JP, no particular order. Dry is up there with McDavid to me, so kind of similar to you. Yeah. Don't even put him on the list because he's just above everyone else. Robert says Dry, Nurse, and Barry. Christian says my MVPs are Yakupov, Schultz, and Schmid. Ladislav Schmid.
I love Schmid. That guy played with heart.
Did he not hop on Real Life once?
Yeah. We had a 2-hour show with him.
What a beauty. So thank you guys for sending in your lists. I'll jump to mine quickly here. So this morning when I did it, I'm going to change mine up a little bit because we're not obviously putting McDavid in it. My number one is Darnell Nurse. It has to be Darnell Nurse. He's having a Norris caliber season. Just the value that he's bringing on the offensive end. I almost want to put like Nurse / Barry and put them together and just be like that duo, that pairing of Nurse and Barry wins my number one vote. But I'll go Darnell Nurse. Second is Mike Smith. Agreed with you. The value that he's brought this team, the biggest question mark coming in this season was why the heck did Ken Holland re-sign Mike Smith? Why is that the guy that you're going to rely on?
Man, does he look smart.
If Mikko Koskinen goes to the dumps and all of a sudden 1A, like certified 1A Mike Smith. And then number 3 is I'm going to say Leon Draisaitl. I have to put him on there for me. I know he's above everyone else, but second in the league in points still. Off night for him last night, but he's bringing such value to the team night in, night out. And then for my bonus, if we're going to say that
we have to do an honorable mention.
Leon's above everyone, my honorable mention, Is that got to be Tyson Berry?
Oh,
Who did you think I was going to say, JP?
yeah. Well, that's perfect because I'll say Puljujarvi because we got to give Puljujarvi some love.
Yeah.
We got to give Barry some love
Barry
for
love.
taking the discount to come here to prove to the world that he's got the chops and he's delivering. Thank you.
Yeah.
JP for Ken Holland and Tippett for earning that trust for JP and JP, earning his confidence and coming in with a good attitude and wanting to really be a part of the team and playing the way he is. Like there's like I said, there's so many stories. I can look at every line and give you and go really deep and emotional about a player on every line.
Yes. Okay, let's jump into some questions here in the comments on Facebook because that's our next headline. I'll list off a couple more lists here. If you have any questions, feel free to fire them off. If you want to ask Jay about anything to do with the Oilers, his life, his type of music that he likes, he's open to answering anything. So, okay, let's look. Tyler Cohen says, Yamo has been a stud this year. Might not have all the points, but he's been the reason for many goals and chances. We see that night in, night out
Forechecking machine, man. Like that guy is such a good forechecker. It's insane.
So good. Tim Keller says, 1 Nurse, 2 JP, 3 Smith. A lot of love for JP.
Love it, Tim.
A lot of love. Nils says, Nurse, Adam Larson, and Smith. So same as you.
Oh, Larson, love. Thank you.
Let's see here. Larry likes Larson. He says, oh yeah. Robert King
says, oh yeah.
He says, oh yeah. Russell says, did you guys only rule out McDavid? Yes. And half Leon Draisaitl. We're kind of ruling out Leon Draisaitl because he's kind of above everyone else.
Yeah.
Tyler Cohen says, nobody talks about how Yamo is a big difference maker on the ice. And, I think Yamo is just one of those guys, and we've talked about this before. I don't want to call them intangibles because obviously they have an effect on the game, but just such value outside of producing points for Kailer Yamamoto, and that's why he's been given such an opportunity in the top 6 ever since he kind of came in 2 years ago and really established himself in the league.
The kid is just got a motor on him and he just tries and competes. I love the fire in that man.
Honey Badger, man.
It truly is. He deserves an MVP. We got like 12
so
MVPs
many
in this team.
MVPs.
Yamamoto is unreal, and I just wish for him he would score more. It's not.
He deserves it.
He's playing well every night. I'm happy with how he plays every night. I just wish upon him to have more goals. That's all.
Yep. Derek says Archie is a fire plug.
Love
hard
Archie.
Forechecker and hits. A great bottom 6 player. Yeah, Josh Archibald, he's a dream bottom 6 player if you're a head coach.
And he's got a little bit of finish to his game.
Oh, that goal last night.
Great goal last night.
And
shorthanded threat.
And Jujhar Khaira, though, we should say great defensive zone draw. He wins the draw, and then that's what produces it. But go ahead.
Yeah. I love the Hammer. Hammer's come back after that game in Calgary, and he hasn't really missed a step too much. I hope he can get some more goals too, because he's playing good. But that fourth line was good. That fourth line was effective. Like having an effective fourth line that even poses a little bit of offensive threat, which they can do.
Yeah.
Like that is huge.
Larry Lumley says his MVP, Ken Holland. Yeah, Kenny.
Hey, man, we can look back at this season and, he did some things. And they are paying dividends.
I'm going to circle back here because I know it's getting a lot of action.
Let's see what he does for the trade deadline.
A lot of action in the chat here. Robert Weber says, what are your thoughts on potentially trading Klefbom once healthy and then keeping Barry if he wants to stay? So, if Oscar Klefbom comes back 100%, I want him on this team. He's, to play on that left side and just kind of fill that void, because that would obviously make a guy like Caleb Jones more expendable.
Yeah.
And then even Willie Lagesson, who knows what that means for him in the future. But listen, I want to keep Tyson Barrie, but if you're keeping one of those two, Oscar Klefbom or Tyson Barrie, it's Oscar Klefbom.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Really solid defender. He's a top pairing defenseman.
Yeah.
And he's got some offensive upside to him. He can run the power play. He's done it successfully. So, and he's still under contract for 1 more year at a pretty good rate.
One or 2 more years.
1 or 2. So So I think you have to do Klefbom.
Yep. Tim Keller says in December 2019, who would have thought that Yamamoto and JP would slot into the top 6 so well and so fast, even dating back to the beginning of this season, when we weren't sure really what the path forward for Jesse Puljujarvi was going to look like. We started in the bottom 6. And it kind of got to the point where people were like, okay, how does Ken Holland and how does Dave Tippett approach this situation with Jesse Puljujarvi? Do you expect him to produce in the bottom 6 and then earn a role in the top 6? Or is it like, okay, he just needs an opportunity here, and all of a sudden now he's just an every night guy in the top 6?
Yeah, well, that's exactly what they did, right? He started in the third line, obviously, and he was playing good enough. Like, he is a top six. He needs to play in the top six, but he showed that he was willing to compete hard, and he forced their hand, which is great. And then Yamo, like, even when we called him up, it's not like he was like a point and a half guy in the AHL. He wasn't like necessarily lighting it up.
Yeah.
And we called him up, and he did. He forced his way on.
Yeah.
He forced his way. Like, he can't. Like, he's now forever with the big club.
It still dates me back to, I don't know if you remember it, but it was maybe 2 minutes into that Battle of Alberta in Calgary when Yamamoto walked out from the corner and scored that goal. Like, he scored and then had that big celly. It was like 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
And oh man, I literally think of that moment all the time. I put it in all the hype videos I make because like they have the great shot of him cellying like this. Yeah, I love Yamamoto. Landon Carr, this is an interesting question. I'm getting a reverse retro. Should she get JP or Dry? What do you think?
Ooh. They're both
JP. I say JP.
Yeah, they're both good options. They're both good options, but yeah, I don't want to mislead you. They're both good options. I don't know what. I already have a Draisaitl jersey, so I'd go probably Puljujarvi.
So do I. I have a Draisaitl jersey as well. Actually, 3 years ago or whatever, 2016 or whenever Jesse Puljujarvi started on this team, I took in a jersey to get it crested with Pool Party on the back of it. I was literally going to put PUL Party 98 on the back, and I chickened out when I got there. So I was like, I shouldn't do it yet. Which I'm glad I didn't because he doesn't wear 98 anymore. So
that's fair.
I still might do it. Still might do a Pool Party. But if Tyson Barrie resigns, then I'm getting a Tyson Barrie jersey.
You better. You have to. You don't have a choice.
Christian says, can you please ask Jay when he was singing Backstreet Boys and Oasis the last time? Are you a Backstreet Boys and Oasis guy? Christian's assuming you are.
Well, who isn't? When those songs come on, everyone immediately starts singing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not me.
I'm assuming. Yeah, this is a
little before my time.
This is when our German friends were here.
Ah, okay.
Oh yeah, we sang a lot of stuff.
Ooh, Derek Preston says Archie, good Regina boy. Is he from Regina?
I believe he is. He's a Sasky boy. Hey, Sasky people, salt of the earth.
Salt of the earth.
Bunny hug wearing, salt of the earth people.
Bunny hug.
That's what you call a hoodie and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
that
is weird. Okay, do you want to talk about betting?
Absolutely.
So last night, I hammered the puck line and Jesse Puljujarvi goal, and my account says $0 now. So I will not be placing any wagers on tonight's game. But Shay, we were talking earlier, and for some weird reason, the Oilers are getting great value on tonight's game.
Great value.
Road dog.
Road dog again, and they're buzzing after last game. So I hammered the Oilers on the money line because I just it's Toronto. They play us tight, so I just couldn't go all in. So I did one simple bet because of Saturday night. I got lost in the props and got my ass handed to me. So I just went all in on just single outcome. Oilers win money line plus 110, and Daddy did good. So I'm going to be doubling down on that and I'm going to go heavy on the money line again. Puck line is something to maybe pay attention to because if we've got some rust and some lazy legs here that these guys got to work through for a period and a half that we can take advantage on, there's an opportunity to really blow this game up and win like a 5-1, 5-2 game.
Yeah.
So puck line is something to kind of keep a close eye on. I don't know what it's paying.
Minus 1.5 is plus 260.
260, that's juicy. So, but actually, another good bet would be Oilers in regulation.
I was going to say, Oilers and Reg might be the play.
Oilers and Reg would be good at like plus 170 or whatever it is. That's pretty juicy. So I might sprinkle a bit on that. But because of what I said in my Deuce Vodka player mode, I have to bet on our boy Puljujarvi. Puljujarvi is still plus 135 for a point.
And plus 265 to score.
265 to score. So depending on how greedy you want to be, I'm probably going to go on the assist, but I'm probably going to go a little bit heavier than what I would normally bet if it was just a normal prop bet. So I'll probably double it up so I get the same return as if I bet him on to score. You get
what?
I might bet more to get the same return. Like
okay, so
instead of betting $5 on him a score, I might put 10 or 15 on him.
So you get the same return, but you're risking more.
But I'm diversifying because if he gets the assist, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And just so I can remind you, he's playing with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Ask Kyle Turris, what getting a point looks like when you just put yourself in the right place with a offensive-minded defenseman like Adam Larson who finds you in the slot and scores one off your leg.
Offensive defenseman.
So just Puljujärvi will put himself in the position, and
Yep.
you got McDavid and Draisaitl that will find him and get it in. So I'm going, or all he has to do is just like tip a puck to McDavid on a breakout and just have him go down.
Hey, first unit power play as well for Jesse Puljujärvi.
And his first unit power play.
Yep.
So there's good. It's looking good for Jesse tonight, and he's playing against Jesperi Kotkaniemi. So I am going to be legitimately hammering a Puljujärvi point.
Okay. Derek Preston says, I need an Oilers Nation t-shirt and truck sticker. Hey, listen, we just dropped some great Oilers Nation t-shirts.
I got one right here.
You got a truck sticker?
I got one right here. I don't know if that translates or not.
Can you see
Can't
it?
see. I got my betting book open. Oh frick.
Wait.
Oh, this is live, people, and I am screwing it
Wait,
up.
I'll hold it up here. Wait, what?
That's the one.
There's the tab.
There's the
Here it is. Can you see it? This is the truck sticker.
No, you can't see through it.
Are we selling these online? OilersNationGear.com. Do we still sell these?
Yeah, we do. We just got our stock replenished. No, you can't see it. Sorry, man.
These are great. Hey, and they also actually look really good on the wall. Because remember in my studio downstairs, I have one on the studio wall.
Yeah.
So pick one of these up as well. I don't know if you can see it back there. We just dropped these t-shirts, the All-Canadian Experience ones, as well as the same logo on Jay's hat. Just dropped those as well. I'm a big fan of those. I think just Oilers Nation Internet Company, those are funny. So grab your Nation gear, and we're also dropping some new shirts coming up.
Yeah, no. Well, of course. Like, you guys, hey, we've been talking Oily Boys. Everyone's talking to us, Oily Boys. Oily Boys Tea is going to be launching here maybe today, maybe tomorrow.
Okay, so we can say it's official.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Our audience,
Breaking news.
We'll always let our audience behind
That's
the curtain
true,
a little
actually,
bit. Yeah, they're too good to us.
All of you are so loyal. We're here to let you know first, Oily Boys shirts are coming, and they are being dropped this week.
Yes, this week.
So get ready, get on those. As soon as we have a couple in our hands, we'll start wearing them on the show so you can
100%.
see them. But yes. Russell LeCoin says Nuge will score tonight. Robert says Yesy with a couple tonight. Russell says who's scoring the game-winning goal tonight?
That could very well be who's scoring the first goal tonight.
Yes.
So
Shutout. First goal, it's Tyson Barrie. We know it is. It's got to be Barrie. It's my guy. Bounce back game. Listen.
Nuge, big 5-on-5 goal guy. So Nuge.
Yeah. So you know who else is? Jujhar Khaira.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big 5-on-5 goal guy.
Oh yeah. Adam Larson.
Adam Larson. Offensive defenseman Adam Larson.
Offensive
You know who's
defenseman.
winning the game-winning goal? You know who's getting the game-winning goal? Kyle Terechkin. We should make Kyle Terechkin shirts. I know those would pop
Well,
off.
if he keeps this up,
Will you make me promise?
what's the promise?
If Kyle Turris scores 2 goals tonight, will you make me a Kyle Terechkin shirt?
1,000,000%.
Promise?
Yes.
Oh, let's go.
1,000,000%.
Let's go. Kyle Turris score 2 goals tonight, and I get a Kyle Terechkin shirt. Oh, that would be awesome. Tim Keller says the Internet Company shirts look great. They do. That's a slick logo. Okay, Jay.
This is a Wanye design, everyone, just so you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you always got to show the designer.
Hey, as well, before we wrap up today's show, we had someone come in here. It's Nils. He's wondering about a Darnell Norris shirt, potentially. That might help get the buzz going. Oh.
Campaign shirt.
Campaign shirt, Darnell Norris. Just hashtag Darnell Norris. Maybe a little 2-5 on the bottom or something.
Yeah, we can figure that out.
We can figure that out.
Yeah,
We're always trying.
we'll send that idea to the lab.
Yep. Okay, Jay. Anything else you want to say before we wrap up today's show?
Well, we're going to have a period or two to really take advantage of a team that's going to have some rust.
Yep.
So we need to come out hot. There's no feeling out process tonight. We need to come out hot. Like, we need to be up like 2-0 after the first period.
Yep. Jump on them early and often.
Jump on them and defend in front of Mikko as best as we can. And let's just push the pace on these guys.
Grab yourself some Nation beer, grab yourself some Deuce vodka, and enjoy tonight's game. 5 o'clock puck drop against the Montreal Canadiens. Hey, this is kind of a fun bonus game for us because obviously this game wasn't supposed to happen in the first place.
Yeah.
It was last week, got rescheduled. Today was supposed to be an off day for us. Jay was going to just be riding his Peloton tonight, but now he's watching Oilers hockey.
Yeah, it would be tough sneaking in. But you know what the beauty is the game ends at like 7:30. It's still daylight out, and it's not a tornado cane of wind outside either.
Yeah.
Go for a walk.
Go
Enjoy
for
the
a
night.
walk. Maybe just go to bed if you're Tyler Yaremchuk.
Yeah.
Yeah. just enjoy the game tonight. Bet responsibly. Oilers puck line, Oilers money line, road dog could be the play tonight.
Pulley RV point.
Pulley RV point. As always, we're presented by Deuce Vodka. This is the Deuce Vodka pregame show. We appreciate you being a part of the show and commenting. As always, we will be back on Friday. Friday.
Good Friday.
Good Friday. We're still going to have a show, yeah?
Of course.
Of course.
Battle of Alberta.
Is it? I was actually just about to look. Battle of Alberta in Edmonton. 7 o'clock puck drop, and then the Oilers will play Vancouver the very next day. Enjoy tonight's game. Bet responsibly. We will see you